Welcome to another wonderful evening in World of Warships. You can see I'm out here with the Tier 8 Kiev, less than 10 battles in the ship, along with some other guys from OPG. Now, OPG is all the way at the other end of the board, so I'm going to start out here in A. Had thoughts of going in and taking A, but there's aircraft over there, and so I make the choice to stay alive, keeping in mind that I'm only a Tier 8 Russian destroyer in a Tier 10 game. So I'm not going to blast away at anyone and survive for very long. And I'm certainly not going to outspot any of the DDs that are here. So avoid detection. The aircraft decide they're going to find better hunting grounds elsewhere, and so I'm going to back into this zone A, and not so much because I think I'm going to win it, so much as being a thorn in folks' side. I'm now stopping the opposing team from capping this. I've got a Des Moines from Xbred TC just around the corner here, and pretty sure he's going to get tired of this, and there goes the radar. So I'm going to need to start to get out of the way. I'm going to concentrate for the most part on staying alive here for a while, and start to rock back and forth. You can see there's a number of folks taking shots at me, and so I'm going to continue to rock back and forth. So that they don't have a very fixed target to shoot at. Now this entire time there's a buffalo behind me, and he chooses not to turn on his radar. It would have been nice to shoot back, but I have nothing really to shoot back at, and so I'm just trying to become as difficult a target as possible. And you can see they're splashing all around me. I got probably a whole boatload of potential damage there. Survived that one. Nothing else to do, so I'm going to throw some torpedoes out there. Now, the range on the Kiev torpedoes is truly pathetic, so I'd have to happen to catch somebody sneaking around the island. I'm going to pull up to the very corner of the zone here so that nobody has a good shot at me, and wait it out. It'll be a while before the Des Moines radar recycles, and I get detected, so I have a hard detection. Again, this isn't radar. This is somebody seeing me directly, and when they open up, I can see them. And it's a Pan Asian destroyer, and then out around the corner comes the Shimakaze. So I start opening up on him too, and you can see I start to accumulate. So far, I'm up to 3 defender flags, but knowing there's a shimmer there, that means there's got to be torps. So I'm going to get moving. Now, somebody knocked my engine out, but I'm close enough to being around the point that I'm safe from all those torpedoes. And if the Buffalo knew what was good for him, he would have stayed back behind the corner also. This buffalo wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Now, all this time, all of these have been hard detects. None of this has been radar spotting. This would be a perfect time to pop your radar. You get 2 DDs that are going to have shots on here presently, but does he think that, gee, we've got destroyers in the smoke? What a great time to radar them so we can shoot them and they can't shoot us. Nope, no such luck. As a matter of fact, he backs out and actually decides he's going to take one torpedo. Oh boy, what to do with this guy. So I'm going to hold out in the hopes of he's going to realize that the Buffalo carries radar. Now, Dr. Citadel, for his part, is telling somebody to go get B, and I'm still holding out hope that we can shoot somebody in A. They've captured the zone, so it wouldn't do much good to turn on radar now because you can do some damage, but we can't really reset the cap. The Hishiang is firing. I guess the radar comes on now because there's the Shimakaze sitting stationary, get a few shots on him. And down. I guess it wasn't radar. I guess that was a hard detect on the Shimakaze, and same with the Ishang disappears. Now, I've just about had with these guys. They're in the process of getting overrun, and at this point realize Dr. Citadel's telling us to go get the square. So I got nothing useful to do around A. At least I can do is go in and capture B. There was a destroyer that capped it, and I'd be real curious as to where that destroyer is now. I've lost half my health. I'm a low tier destroyer, and probably not going to outspot whoever took it. And luckily, aircraft turns up. It's Yagumo. Now, Yagumo's outside of my range, so I'm going to boost as much as I can to or I guess I'm close enough to the square. I'm going to get in the square at top speed, thinking about whether or not I can run down the Yagumo. And if he continues to run away from me, there would not be a whole lot I could do to run him down. But this is for having OPG on your side is nice, because they work together. Aircraft comes over and spots. They get some nice shots on him. They're getting ready to do a torpedo drop, and the first torpedo drop gets him. So my job here is actually going to be pretty simple. I get to lazily finish capping B. Now at this point, note that we've got 6 against 9. They were at over 600 there for a while before that Yagumo got sunk. We're at 200. And we're just now evening up the number of caps. So in one hand, it looks like we're going to lose this one handily, but 4 of those remaining ships are either from OPG or Adopt, and got an aircraft turning up the gearing here, so start working him over pretty well. And he had his guns turned the wrong way. He wasn't really paying attention to me. And he's now getting around to firing at me. I get pretty good support from the guys behind. And I'm doing a pretty good amount of damage on the gearing here. And we'll see if this does it. I gotta watch out for those torpedoes. So down goes the gearing, and I have to worry about staying alive. I'm down to less than 3,000 of health left, and that will disappear in the blink of an eye at a tier like this. There's somebody, Ishang, with even less damage than I have left, so I try and take some shots at him. I was already going around an island, and so he ducks behind that, or I duck behind the island. But realize I got to come back out, because this is somebody that it's well worth the exposure to fire to take him out. So I'm going to circle back around on the island. They're doing a good job of keeping him spotted with the aircraft. And I come around and he's stationary. Apparently he thinks he's found the dead spot where nobody can shoot at him. We'll get some shots off, and he's a pretty easy kill to put down. So there's my second one. That one, somebody else did a whole lot of damage on him, but I eventually, actually, I guess I got a lot of damage on him at the beginning down in A, and finished him off. It's taking on the Missouri, and not a whole lot of life left on me, so I'm going to be, for the most part, using what smoke and islands I have left in order to survive here. So we're getting landing some shots here. And I do need to be careful here in a minute that I don't get a pink warning. I could have shot I Copenhagen real easy here without realizing it, but let him pass and go back on guns. And this Missouri is getting worked over by everybody pretty well. And down he goes. So, done with that one. So we're 5 on 5. We're still down by a couple hundred points, and we're only even on zone. So we still got a little bit of work left to do here. I think the remaining DD is a shimma, which can cause a boatload of trouble. So I'm gonna head for C. See what I can find over there to cap. I got a couple minutes for my smoke to recycle, so I shouldn't get into any mischief if I can avoid this at all for the next couple minutes before I can hide out and smoke again. Um, I get located by somebody, but that's not too surprising being out in front. But I get spotted, and there it is, the shimma. And so we'll see if we can get shots on the shimma. Now, shimma's everyone's favorite to shoot at. And I land some shots, but I think it was actually Copenhagen in the battleship that did him out. Dr. Citadel had ducked out for a little bit with the Worcester to get some shots on the shimma. And the shimma probably launched, if he had torps up, would have been launching on the area I'm in now, because that's where Dr. Citadel was at. I consider opening up on the Republic, but still have this Ibuki around to my left who probably could land shells on me. And the Republic certainly could take me out in one shot. I decided I'm going to shoot at a half health Republic, and then the the Republic, which was at half health, just sort of evaporated before my shells got there. Should have probably held my fire there. Uh, there's still an Ibuki and a Midway that I'm chasing around here, and way off into into A1 there was a battleship, but we'll let Copenhagen deal with him. I'm pretty close to capping C, and I'm watching the Ibuki run away, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm going to have to get in position to chase this Ibuki and keep him sighted the rest of the game. But first, I have to take care of capping C so that we can actually start to gain on these guys. Now we're back within 50 points of them just because of all the ships we've been putting down. But it helps to have caps on your side. And so I'm going to come up to the nearest side of the cap in C, so that when I cap C, I can go on the chase. Still have a ways to go. This isn't particularly exciting. And long about here, what do my eyes see but the Ibuki? He's coming back toward me. I guess he doesn't want to face OPG. He'll come pick on a little destroyer. Also have aircraft. Now that's why the Ibuki was coming back, because he thought he would have spotting. And so I smoke up, fire at him a little bit. I'm a little bit concerned of whether or not the carrier is going to try to drop on the smoke. And so I need to reorient myself a little bit here, get in a position where I can start to escape and kite out if necessary. And the aircraft are pretty much right on top of me. I'm going to keep an eye on them. They seem to be going off to the east, and they're less concerned about me, so I'm going to turn my guns on the Ibuki again and figure I'm safe here. Turns out that may be premature. This Ibuki seems to be pretty good at smoke firing, because there goes about half of my remaining health. So I decide I don't like this smoke firing anymore. So I've got enough space. I can start to hightail it out of there. Now my one hope is that the carrier will have enough fighters that he can sink all the rest of these torpedo planes. Because if these torpedo planes come back toward me, they're going to pretty much fly over my position, and I'm going to be toast. Now, at the same time, we have dive bombers out on the Ibuki, and they do, in pretty short order here, a real number on the Ibuki. 2,000 points left to go, and so this actually puts him within range of me doing some damage to him. Land a couple of shells on him, and got a fire start. So that should be the end of the Ibuki. I'm going to twist and turn here and see if I can avoid the few more salvos from the Ibuki and survive. The Ibuki gets me, but I had that fire started, and between yep, down he goes. So I get just a flesh wound, 3 ships down, 3 defender ribbons, and at this point, look up, we've got 3 zones. We're at 900 to their 600, and the OPG guys had time to be typing in the side, where did the team go? Well, it was a good game, and then we exchanged a couple of good games back and forth, and we'll wait it out to the end, see if the midway can get sunk, or whether we're just going to win this on points going away. There are aircraft inbound on the midway, but it looks like we only got 40 points left to go. I'll be happy that 2 of those zones that got capped were my doing, and not worry too much about the fact that I didn't survive to the end of the game. Here we are rapidly closing in on 1,000 points. It looks like their midway will survive. And top it out at 1,000. There we go. And I look up the score. I did pretty well, 35K for Russian DDs, not bad. And then I look at the team score, and I'm actually above Dr. Citadel with, among the top 4. All of us at 2,000, and nobody much closer than that.